Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Baston, and joining me yet again is Controversy, Juggling Jay. Jay, before we go to commercial, it has been a weekend of entertaining, challenging, and sports-driven. I don't know what else to say, but it's been one of those weekends. Bermuda won 4 medals at the Youth Commonwealth. The Pacers won a bunch of medals. Change of hands for a trophy. Eastern County. Jessica Lewis was in action. But we've got a lot to get to, including just a little bit of controversy. But we'll have more after this message from our sponsor.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Day on Saturday down at the Eastern County Cup competition, first round between St. David's and Bailey's Bay. Just prior to lunch, the over that actually brought lunch to an end. We saw St. David's captain, O.J. Pitcher, in a state of needing medical assistance. It was, for me, it was touching to see the Bailey's Bay physio medic run to assist a player, because in actual fact, it might have been a battle between two teams, but it's a player, it's a human, and to see that type of response, even, believe it or not, the first medical personnel person from St. John's was a Bailey's Bay player. You know, we're wishing OJ a speedy recovery. It's more about health than it is about cricket. He would be upset as much as his St. David's teammates would be upset that they lost the match, but I think the focus is now on him getting himself healthy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Earl. Avram Main even said it best. I mean, even though county is very passionate between the two, County St. David's community and Bailey's Bay community, but none of that comes close to the health of O.J. Pitcher and what everybody feels for O.J. So, in saying that, it took everybody back because it wasn't an injury caused by the play. The play was on the other side of the field.
Right.
And I think that was more because it was more questions than answers.
Right. What happened?
Right. How, where, when, because everybody's focus was somewhere else.
Right.
But in saying that, I've had words with OJ and continue doing tests.
Right.
They will continue to assess him. Obviously, he has to take it easy. So he's got his one timeout, I say it, bro.
Yeah.
One timeout. And one thing, with the body, when his body tells you timeout, you have no choice but to take timeout. So right now, he's in our prayers, and obviously we're wishing him a speedy recovery. And just for his health, cricket is later.
Yeah.
Whether he plays next week, whether he plays cup match, let's get you back to health first, good health first. And that's what we wish for Islandstats.
Indeed. But let's turn our attention to the match. St. David's, at that point, up until the point where OJ's unfortunate incident, they were well into the match. They were deep into the Bailey's Bay lineup. I believe it was 120 odd for 6 at the time. Looking comfortable. I think that incident going to lunch, when they came back, they weren't as focused. And maybe that had an effect on that after lunch performance. We saw Stephen Otterbridge put his head down, got dropped a few times. But it's one of those things where, again, the cricket game although you still want to play it, although you still want to, in the back of your mind, you just saw most of those guys' best friend,
Yeah.
taken away, don't know what's going on. People are asking them questions, or, they're asking themselves questions. Is he okay? But that, I wouldn't say was the total factor in the end result, but I think it played a part in some of that.
It's got to. It's just, and not just best friends on St. David's, but also some good friends
On the
in the
Bailey's
Bay side. And you got to see that those two communities come together over the passing for Craig Crockwell. Very close knit between a lot of those guys that grew up together in national scores. From
Because you saw Rodney come out, you saw Kyle come out, you saw guys came out looking to make sure that the guy that was laying there was going to be okay, kind of thing.
But let's go back to the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Getting there early in the morning, and we took a look at the wicket, and all the rain that we had over the weekend, well, the week I should say. We saw a very dark wicket, a lot of grass, and all of us said, wow, we're going to get a result today on this.
Yes.
No matter what happens, something's going to happen.
Right.
And St. David's won the toss and elected to field, which would have been an ideal toss to it because of what we saw.
Right.
And it started off pretty good for Bailey's Bay. They put up a 56-run partnership between Terran Freight and Sinclair Smith. Even though Sinclair was given many lives. Many lives. But they laid a foundation there. Now, after that, like you mentioned, they collapsed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the 80-run partnership with Stephen Otterbridge and Coolidge Dorm.
Right.
I think that was basically what saved Bailey's Bay and to get them to a respectable total. Now, one thing about Eastern County, especially when you don't have the cup, is how many runs do you get because you've got to bowl the champions out.
Yes.
And a lot of times, if you score too many runs, the champion says, you know what? I could just sit back.
Yeah.
But I think was a total. The 223 was a total that if we get off to a good start, we could get it.
Yeah.
Well, even though you mentioned about the OJ incident, a lot of things changed. The momentum changed so many times, even prior to that.
Yes.
And then right after that, because when Steven got out, you saw the St. Davis, they got back in it.
Right.
But in saying that, let's go back because we did see some great fielding exploits from diving catches.
Yes.
Down one board and had a diving catch.
Kyle Hutzel had one.
The first wicket for St. Davis.
Yeah.
Shannon Rayner struck a ball out to extra cover, and Kyle ran probably about 10 yards or so, leaped.
And you heard it stick.
He leaped off his feet, feet up in the air.
Yeah.
Right hand.
Snap. That's what you heard.
And it stuck.
It stuck him to me. Yeah.
It was something to see. And then you saw, like I said, you saw the Bay. But then they had a couple of wickets that fell, and then they got the Justin Pitcher came in and really stood up.
Yeah.
So the game, it was probably the last couple of years we're seeing some really good games, and at one point in time we were starting to should they make it to a 50-50 or 60-60?
Right.
You don't hear that talk no more now, do you?
No, not at all.
Interesting how
all it takes is a good series, and nobody starts talking about limited overs because the open cricket, the way it is, and we talked about it before, how many teams are batting 50 overs nowadays?
Yeah.
So for county, if you look at Derek Bregman's stats, 17 overs, 5 maidens, 6 wickets for 38 runs.
He was a star, wasn't he?
Yeah. But those are the type of things that elevates a player because now he's bowled more overs in this weekend than he'll bowl in 3 weeks of cricket.
It's amazing. Let's go back to Derek Bregman coming in as a Colt, getting a wicket on his first ball as a Colt, and his first game as a Colt, ending up with 6 wickets.
But I tell you, he will be the decider.
Yeah, we talked about it. He definitely would be, and he was definitely the decider. And he's a bowler. Even though that wicket was taking turn or taking spin, as you would say, moving very sharply off the wicket. We saw down one board earlier get some great movement.
He bowled Derek. he bowled Derek with a delivery that I've only seen that delivery. Me personally, I've only seen that delivery once before, and he bowled Gennaro Tucker at a cup match, just outside the off stick, and you play at it. But for some reason, they gave 3D back.
Came back so sharp.
Oh yeah.
So sharp.
Oh yeah. So.
But in saying that, we saw some great bowling and discipline. Now, at times, we saw some wayward or no, even wayward feeling. We saw some lack of concentration that led into the momentum to switch again. But then it was controversy. And obviously in the game of cricket, I've said it many times, it's a game of who makes the most mistakes. Right? There was many mistakes being made across both teams.
Right.
A few decisions that could have been either way. From some balls, some people thought they have scooped the ball up as a catch.
Yeah.
Some balls thought there was a bum ball. Decisions that may have been caught behind, not caught behind. Missed stump outs. But there was one particular decision.
Actually, let's actually have a look at the incident involving Lionel Cain, Sinclair Smith, and the bowler Zico Burgess.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
You saw it. Was it the correct decision?
Okay, so let's because all of us will commentate next time. Let's get the rules.
Yes.
Let's get the ICC or MCC rules. Now, rule number 38.
Yes.
It applies to this because it will be deemed as a runner.
Yes.
You got to overlook the no ball because that canceled out the bowl.
Bold, yes.
So that's naught now. The only way you can get out now
is by run out.
Now, according to the law, as we're going to say, according to the law, the only way that batsman can be
considered run
out if the batsman attempted to run.
Visibly attempts.
Then the wicket has been broken.
Yes.
The second time.
Yes.
While he's out of his crease, he'll be deemed run out.
Yes. Now you looked at the video.
But the interpretation is he has to be seen to be running or attempting a run. And that's where we have now the footage.
Yes. Yes. Because if you look at it, he was attempting to play the stroke he should have played.
Right.
At no time did he look as if he even want to go down and talk to Melvin.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because, I won't say unfortunate because the umpires don't have that time that we have now to see the footage and stuff, so they're making a snap decision off of what they interpret what happened.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the blade of grass, the conversation between the two umpires.
And that was another thing. The two umpires did confer with each other, and then he was given out. So, but in saying that, umpires make mistakes too.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want this to say that this is something that cost the game. Because no, it didn't. No, it didn't. There was
the rot had already set in. I mean,
yeah, it was so many other things, so many other factors that led to Bailey's Bay winning that cup. Ill-timed shots being played at the worst moments, not taking strike when you have a weaker batsman that led to the end of St. David's innings. We saw that many times.
Yeah.
Our batsmen have a hard time batting time.
Yes. Yeah,
we're so used to batting overs or but at the time, St. David's need to realistically bat hour and a half and easily win the game.
Yeah,
and it could have been just at an average. And if you wanted to win the game, you could have just been at 3.8 runs and over,
right?
Which is not impossible on a field like St. David's where so many opening gaps. There's no fielding restrictions like a limited, with power plays and stuff. So the field's wide open.
Right.
So there's many things that have could have contributed to Bailey's Bay. But you got to give Bailey's Bay. They through all in all, for the most part of the day, they thought they were being undone by a few decisions.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
A couple of LBW shouts that wasn't given, caught behind that wasn't given, a stump putt that wasn't given. So I think realistically, when I hear someone, oh, the umpires cheated, now you start to think about cheated for who?
Yeah.
Because there was decisions that could have been either way for either team.
Yeah.
Stephen Douglas, president of the Umpires Association. On Saturday, there was an incident at the Eastern County game, which, matter of fact, you happen to be the president of Eastern County. But to clarify the incident involving Lionel Can and the decision of being run out, can you clarify why the decision was made, and correctly, if I'm not mistaken, by the on-field umpires?
Well, the decision is made because if you read the law on no ball, and there's about 16 various paragraphs on it, and number 12 says ball not dead, and it reads like this: the ball does not become dead on the call of no ball. That's the first thing that people need to understand. And the second thing they need to look at is out from a no ball. When a no ball is called, neither batsman shall be out under any law except law 33, handle the ball, 34, hit the ball twice, 37, obstructing the field, or 38, run out. And because the ball was not there, the wicketkeeper, Mr. Sinclair Smith, cut the ball and he ran up and he pulled the stump out of the ground because the bails were dislodged. And Mr. Lionel Kim was out of his ground. The umpire was right in giving him out, run out.
And that should basically, you've given the description of which law was assessed for the decision of giving him out, run out.
Yes.
And you are satisfied with the decision?
More than satisfied, because he followed the law to the letter. I mean, people had to understand, right? It's like if a ball is bowled and the ball is hit for 4 or 6, the 4 runs goes to the batsman, but it's still a no ball. So the no ball, when the no ball is scored, the no ball goes to the actual column, but the runs goes to the batter. So that's why there's other 3 ways of handling the ball, hitting the ball, and obstructing the field come into play because the ball is still alive.
Well, interesting enough, Earl, was also good to see. And I know they've sponsored before, but our sponsor, Digicel. Something different this week with Eastern County.
Yeah.
During the lunch interval, they had the remaining Eastern County captains, Kyle Franks and Dennis Musson, Burlington fans for prizes they was giving away.
Yeah.
They had a nice stand over there at the end of before the presentation. They had some entertainment.
Right.
So it gave it an actual flair that I think that Eastern County has been missing. Not just Eastern County, but I think IE Cap Metro could probably use something like this too.
Well, not this year because it'll be enough
It won't be
celebrating.
this. It won't be this.
It'll be enough celebrating going on. So don't rub it down.
But like I said, I want to thank Digicel for partnering again with Eastern County and putting on such a great performance or great atmosphere for the fans.
Indeed.
Go back to the press conference that you was there, and we talked about it in the last show. Rodney Trott said this was their season.
Yeah.
No matter what they do in the league, if they was to win county,
Everybody forgets what position they in the league.
so right now, Doc's Pottle. I could still hear horns at Doc's Pottle.
They were still reverberating around the grounds when they beat Cleveland on Sunday.
Now, Earl, let's switch gears a bit to yesterday.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry. St. David's had a convincing victory over,
Somerset.
and pretty much, folks, the league is
done.
wrapped up.
League done. Yeah.
The league is
done.
wrapped up.
Yeah. With 3 games to go.
3 games to go with Southampton Rangers losing.
Yes.
It's over.
Yeah. All said and done. Do they show up for this other game?
Of course, got to show up. But this gives you a chance to also play some youngsters,
Right.
and that's what you would try to get some young blood in there because there's going to be times, not just this year, but future years that you're going to need to play some of these. So a lot of the fringe players, and this is what happens we talked about with top teams on the island. Week after week, you might only have availability of 1 or 2 spots that you're going to change because of the competition, and you're trying to obviously get to the prize. Now you've got there, you reached there. You can let some of these fringe players get some batting in. Who knows? You might see something now that you didn't see beginning of the season.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to see how their coaching staff down in St. David's, how they treat the next. And then, like you said, does that give confidence to some of those other teams
Yeah.
who are still fighting for relegation?
Cleveland need to find a win. You heard Dennis Musson.
Right. And that was it's amazing because just how between St. David's and Bay, the priority was on county.
Right.
Dennis Musson says we need to
Survival,
stay up, survival of the league.
Survival. Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt. Automatic goes down. The bottom team goes down. The second from the bottom playoff.
And if you take St. David's out of the equation, it's a battle.
Yeah.
All the other teams besides St. David's, it's a battle.
Yeah.
Cleveland still has a chance.
Mathematically, yeah.
Mathematically, they have a chance.
They can get to that spot where they will play in the playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but also, Jay, another big weekend for football. Bermuda's women's national team on Wednesday night of last week defeated Curacao 5-1. Friday night saw Jamaica defeat Curacao 10-0, leading to Sunday night a battle to see who advances. Jamaica, considered a powerhouse of the region, jumped out to an early lead. 3 minutes into the match, kind of before people had really settled down, they took that lead, quieted the crowd, but eventually the crowd got involved in the game, giving Bermuda that support that they needed. Went to the break 1-0. Second half came out. Bermuda showed more spirit, more fight, more determination. Got a goal. It kind of they kept pressing in it. You could feel something was going to happen. A nice through ball. Deshae Darrow was able to outpace her defender, and score. The place erupted, literally erupted. And there was a moment after that where Bermuda had the ball and chasing down towards the Jamaica goal, but it didn't work out. And unfortunately, a couple of minutes later, Jamaica would get that all-important second goal. And they went on to win. But I got a chance to speak with both coaches, both captains after the game, And one of the things that was that resonated amongst the two from Jamaica was that Bermuda has come a long way in women's football.
And we said that.
Yeah.
We said that, and after the first two games, this was the most anticipated match.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we was hoping to see. The worst case scenario happened within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That we went down early,
Yeah.
and that was, we said, if we didn't concede a goal early, it would give us
that hope.
That hope.
It would give the girls some feeling that they can actually win the match.
But in saying that, Earl, with the heroics of Michael Pond playing extremely well
Yes.
the girls,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was extremely well where it even caught the eyes, obviously, of the opponents who spoke highly of her. It's amazing how, and I've got something to say at the end of the show today, but to see over 2,000 people now, the Sunday night's game, to show up and support our ladies. This is what we've been asking our public to do. This is what we're asking our community to do. When our national team plays, no matter who they play, we have to go out and support. And you can see now what happens when we go out and support them.
That's right. Those, at the end of the match, Jay, there were a lot of tears from those girls. Only because I think they've put so much into it, and the fact that so many people came out. I don't think they felt disappointed that they let people down. I just think that it was so emotional for them, and they felt as if this was their time, this was going to be their moment, and they wanted to do it for the those
there's one
people
word that comes though.
Yeah.
Do they finally have the respect?
I believe they do.
Because that is something that they haven't been able to say they've had from the Bermudian public from the inception of women's football.
Yeah, I believe there were over 2,000 people there last night, Sunday night. I believe that now that perception has changed from top to bottom.
And let's throw this in there. A year ago, did we have a women's outdoor league?
We still don't have one. Yeah, we still don't have one. We've achieved going to the second round consistently now of CONCACAF or CFU tournaments for the last 3 years without a league.
Playing futsal.
Yeah, and constantly training. I was able to ask Coach Denkins, how do you guys keep these girls motivated to just come training? Because guys don't even go training if they got a game on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But they get a full complement of young ladies out training whenever they call it, and you see it's paying off. You see that, and the bond that these girls have amongst each other is one that touched a lot of people on Sunday night at the National Sports Center. But Jay, let's get the interviews with the two captains and the two coaches from Sunday night. obviously, Area, the team will be disappointed with the result, but the performance was one that will lift the women's program. Obviously, you're disappointed. We can see that on your face. But overall, what did you think of the team's performance?
I'm extremely proud of my team. I mean, no matter when we went down 1-0, we kept fighting. I mean, my face and these tears have nothing to do with the result, because I know that my team deserves it. And even though we didn't come on top, I'm so proud of my team on this journey. We've never done this well against Jamaica, and I wish all my younger girls going out for their U17s all the best. And one day our time is going to come.
What do you say to your team in the changing room before you all depart? Because you're all heading, it's just a little summer left, and then it's back to school for most.
I mean, it's all love. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm proud of them. And over this week, we've made better bonds with the younger girls. Obviously, I'm away at school. I love every single one of them, and I wish them the best. Some have graduated, some are going back to school, and these younger girls, if you can see, they have such a bright future, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future.
5 years ago, could you have seen a performance like this from the women's program in Bermuda?
I mean, we've always had it. It's about, our coaches have pushed us. This time we had fitness, we had the support here means everything. Probably 5 years ago, no. I thought this was our time. Clearly, God's got something better planned for us. And, there's not much more I could ask from them. Some of them are 14 years old, running down players, hitting players, tears, everything, because it's all in here. And I'm proud of every single one of them.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Emily, you got the result you wanted. Overall, that's what you're looking for when you travel. But did the Bermuda team surprise you tonight?
They did. I think especially the first half, we were very frantic. We maybe underestimated them a little bit, but we composed ourselves and we got the result. So that's what matters.
So now you look to build for the rest of to move on to the tournament. But at this level and at this stage, how do you guys maintain the ability to play well and get the results that's needed over the course of the years in all age groups?
Well, Jamaica's constantly having camps that they bring us up, all of us up to, and we're staying as a unit and we're playing as a team. So when we're not in Jamaica, of course, we're working harder on our own, in our own countries and our own clubs. But then when we come together as a unit, we really focus on playing as a team and meshing with each other. And that's how we stay so strong throughout the entire year.
How important was it to take that lead in as early as the 3rd minute?
That was extremely important. We had to win. We had to get the lead. If we had stayed 0-0 like Curacao and Bermuda did throughout the first half, we would have put ourselves under even more pressure. And it was nice to score that goal and then just compose ourselves from there and keep on going and keep on doing what we have to do.
How much did the goal that Bermuda scored motivate you guys to take the lead again? Because it was only about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that was an unfortunate event. Shouldn't have happened in the first place, but it did, and it was good. I think it shows how strong we are as a unit, that we came together and we scored right after that. So I was happy with my team.
Well, congratulations and all the best going forward.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Gilbert, as I asked your captain, the result was the most important thing tonight. But for a coach, you also want a good performance. Did you think you got that from your team tonight?
No, I didn't think we got the best performance. But again, credit must be given to Bermuda. I think they did well. And the crowd was behind them and supported them. It gave them that added energy. We weren't as best as we should have. Or as we could have tonight. And unfortunately, but nevertheless, we got the job done. We wanted the 3 points. We got that. And our second objective was to try not to concede any goal. Unfortunately, we did. But we are playing against opposition, a spirited opposition, and credit must be given to them. And I think their football has grown, and it becomes more competitive. And credit must be given to the federation and the coaching staff for a job well done.
Say about 5 years ago, you saw the development starting in Bermuda. Overall, where do you think this program here, from the outside looking in, because you've seen it develop over the years, where do you think it could go?
Yeah, it could go far, of course. And they're catching up with us now. In previous years. Similar last year, I think we defeated them something like 5-1 in the U17. And to see the transition now and how they performed tonight was exemplary. And again, credit must be given to them. again, we could have done better. I'm a little bit disappointed the way how we defended. Tactically, they had a plan and they stuck to their plan, and it paid off in the end. We should have, we tried to make the adjustment. We didn't do it as consistent as we should have, and hence we conceded a goal. Credit to them and credit to my team. As soon as they got the equalizer, we went back in front and take charge of the game.
So it's now time to prepare for the next round into the CONCACAF. How do you keep this nucleus of team together, or how do you prepare for something like that?
Oh yes, we're gonna see. Well, a lot of them going back to school. Some of them going to university their first year, and but we still have some players to come in. We should get stronger. We have some players who are unavailable for this trip. So I think we're gonna be a stronger unit in the safer round in St. Kitts, and then we take it from there. Hopefully, then we can advance to the CONCACAF round in Trinidad.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thanks, man.
All right, Aaron. Obviously, you, like your captain, would be very disappointed with the result. But evaluate the team's performance tonight.
I'm not disappointed at all. I mean, we played with pride. We played with passion. We gave it our all. We ignited the home crowd. We inspired young women to play football. We've done this without a league. I am ecstatic. I'm happy. I'm in a good space with football and with my team.
Your message to your team, because obviously they'll be going back to the various schools as we get into back into school life. But your message to them in the changing room, how proud you are of what they've accomplished in such a short space of time.
Just keep encouraging them. I mean, that's all that we can do. We encourage them to stay in, to stay proud, and to stay fighting. And that's what they showed. I mean, there is nothing else I could have asked of them tonight, and anything else I could ask of them in the future. They played their butts off for Bermuda. They played for their families. They did the best that they can do. I mean, we had them. That was. We wanted to come out there and just show everybody that this is what girls in Bermuda can do, and we're doing this for the league. It's disappointing to an extent, but it's encouraging. It's more encouraging than discouraging to me.
The coaching staff, you, Nikita, Vance, that group of people. How much of a performance over the last week, being with the girls, motivates you guys even more to keep pushing? Because there are times I know you must be frustrated. No league, but you got to keep these girls coming. So how much of that performance tonight and Wednesday night would motivate you guys together to keep pushing these young ladies?
We've been at this for a long time. Me, Vance, and Keita have been fighting this fight for a very long time. And because of that motivation, we are getting better. The first thing the Jamaica coach came up to us and said, you guys are getting better. Wow, without a league. He said that tonight to us, says, you are getting better. So, I mean, that's motivation enough for me to, keep going, guys, let's go. What's next? So half of this team are U17s, so they'll be active August 22nd. So watch out Bermuda for the next bunch, because we're coming.
Congratulations on the performance over this week. And we look forward to now the U17s and what can possibly happen with them.
Thank you, and thanks for the support tonight. I mean, it was amazing. The crowd was wonderful, and we really appreciated it.
Bermuda, listen up. D-Music is here exclusively for Digicel customers. Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free. With D-Music, you can easily search for your favorite artists and create playlists to fit your lifestyle. Plus, you have the option to download music to your device so you can find a song for any moment, even when offline. D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Jay, over the past week, finishing on Sunday, was the Youth Commonwealth Games in the Bahamas. Bermuda captured 1 gold and 3 bronze medals. We had Matthew Oliveira winning the time trial for the cycling. Alyssa Rouse won the bronze medal for cycling time trial. Matthew Oliveira won the road race bronze medal, and Sakari Famous won the bronze medal in women's high jump. 4 medals for tiny little Bermuda, up against the likes of Australia, England, the powerhouses of the Commonwealth in the youth age group. Really was something special for Bermuda. The medals arrived home last night. We met them at the airport, got a chance to speak with the medalists. Also, Bermuda will have the Queen's Baton in our presence over the next few days. It arrived last night with the team and officials from Australia accompanying the Queen's Baton. Let's get the arrival of the team, the medalists, and the Queen's Baton at the LF Wade International Airport last night.
Yes, you guys. Watch out, we got the press here.
All of Bermuda, we are so very, very proud of you. You are the first youth Commonwealth athletes to bring home medals. And you're all to be congratulated, and we look forward to you representing us in the future. Job well done.
Matthew, obviously a good event for you. What did you think of your competition?
Well, I went out setting a goal that I wanted to get top 10 in both events, because I knew that each Commonwealth country would send both their 2 strongest athletes, and I actually knew some of the athletes because I've raced them before and I knew what they were capable of. So I kind of proved myself what I was capable of, and I proved what I can do. And I'm very happy with that.
Did you surprise yourself? Because you said you wanted a top 10, but you actually won the time trial and finished 3rd in the road race. So did you exceed your expectations?
Most definitely, yes.
Where do you go from here?
I'll continue my training in Bermuda over the summer, and then we have Junior Caribbean Championships in November in Puerto Rico. And hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll get to go represent in Junior World Championships in Norway in August, I believe.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Bahamas, your stomping ground.
Yes, it was great to be back in Bahamas, to see my best friend and my coach, who also helped me throughout my competition and training. It was awesome. Also getting my feedback from my coach too, from Bermuda. It was great.
You won your first Carifta medal at that same track, so familiar territory?
Yes, very familiar. It was great to be, calm and relaxed, and been there before, so it was great.
Obviously, you always want to do better than you did the last time you competed. 176, not your best, but did you feel as if things were going your way in competition?
It's definitely been went my way, because I had a season best, because I couldn't get over 175 all year. So it was great to come out with a season best and a medal, of course. It was great.
How are you? Injury-free going through the summer and then come back ready to kick over right at the start of the new season?
Yep, season's over. I'm just going to be doing my home training, so, just have that to look forward to, and to get back stronger and ready for next year.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Alyssa, it's always difficult to ride by yourself. Time trial's a little different, but road race and so forth. But how did these games set you up for your medal?
Okay, so going into the time trial, I was ready, mentally, just to try my hardest and see where it happened. I was not expecting a medal at all, and it was much of a shock to me and my coach and my parents who were there when we found out. So that was an amazing achievement, honestly. And it did put a target on my back going into the road race, as a lot of the girls weren't willing to work and contribute to an attack. And then as soon as me and the other 2 girls who medaled would attack, they would just chase. So that did make it harder. And then going into the finish, I just got boxed in and couldn't get around, which ended up in 4th, which I'm still happy with. It was still a good effort, and yeah.
Now, obviously you work hard in Bermuda, and you know a little bit about your competition. But is it that much more harder, especially in the road race? Because in Bermuda, when you're riding, you have a team, you have people pulling in. But trying to get through by yourself, tell us a little bit, because people don't understand when you're riding alone in a group event, it's very difficult.
Yeah, in the road race, Australia and New Zealand had other teammates, and they were the two that came first and second. So I think that definitely helped them out, as they had someone to fall back on, and it's just when you have a teammate, it's just like you don't have to worry so much about like an attack, because if your teammate's in it, then you can like sit back and you can help them get ahead and everything. So it's definitely helps, but I'm quite used to it now, because there is not, I've never really had a teammate when racing away, so it's just something you gotta deal with, I guess.
You had a few days off after winning your bronze medal. How do you prepare for the road race? Because obviously you're excited, emotions and all that. How do you taper that off to get ready for a road race?
Well, we actually rode every day after, just to like spin out the legs and make sure they were ready for the road race, where other countries did take a day off. I think I was nervous going into it, because I know I was targeted and I just didn't know what to expect, as a time trial is like totally individual and road race is so tactical. It's a game of luck, really.
So you hang this medal next to your other medal from the Caribbean Championships?
Yes.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Open up a world of music at your fingertips and access millions of songs from free with D-Music, exclusively from Digicel. With D-Music, you can stream and download songs and create playlists of your favorite artists to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're working out at the gym, getting ready for a Friday night, or just chilling at home, D-Music comes with 1 gig of free data to stream and download songs without it impacting your data usage. That's 32 hours worth of music. Visit us in-store or online to see how you can get D-Music today.
Jay, your Pink Hurricane.
Yes.
Competed in the World Para Championships in London. It came to an end on Sunday. Jessica competed in the 100-meter final and the 800-meter final. She made it to the 400-meter final. She has actually surpassed what I think she thought she would be able to do in such a short space in time. She's a 2-time Paralympian. But when you start seeing the growth of the T53s, you see the structure and the build of some of the ladies coming in, and then we look at Jessica. But she's growing and she's competing. I mean, to finish 4th in the 400, to finish 4th in the 100 or 5th, really, really very impressive performances.
Can't remember which race, but she got a PB, personal best.
400, yeah.
And we say that in track and field. Mm-hmm. No matter what we medal, whatever, the personal best. Yeah. Because that tells you that the hard work that you put in is paid off. Mm-hmm. The coaching instruction that you've been getting has paid off. Now, obviously, the people around you probably getting better too.
Yes.
Right? But that shows now the competition is greater, and also just the sport itself. And when you start hearing personal best, we saw that in swimming. Mm-hmm. Now it's more attention.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of these athletes need, because you need the sponsorship to have these events, but you need the attention from the locals to watch. Not only the locals, but just people in general to watch. And this just bodes well, because now we know with the times that she's putting up, it's going to get to a point where now she's invited.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, she probably had to beg. Hello, can I join your race?
No, she'd be considered a headliner.
No, she's getting calls.
Yeah.
Take this fee. We set you up. We need you here because we need the competition for these other athletes. That's how this game goes.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting where she goes from here, because she's already surpassed what we possibly thought she can accomplish. She surpassed that.
Right.
So now we're just riding with you.
Okay. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you look at just the small feats. She's now Pan American Games. She'll be the number one. Remember, she won a gold medal with her racket there in the 100. Hopefully they have a 200. She can get involved in that. 400, 800, and she's actually getting ready to do her first full marathon. She's done a half marathon last year. She's looking to do a full marathon this year. Still got a lot of track to do, but she's not ready to give up. She's ready to get back in the saddle and wheel her way around.
And interesting you say that, Earl, because when it comes to track and field, even if you're a para-athlete, but it's very seldom you see an athlete do sprints and long distance.
Yes, yeah.
It's two different types of training.
Right.
It's so many different. It's such a big difference. And she's just taking any challenge on.
Yeah.
That's a challenge? Cool, I got that.
Yeah.
Next.
I'll try it.
I'll try it.
And I'll keep trying it.
I'll keep trying
Yeah.
it. Who knows? That might be the thing that I might like now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how we'll end the...
No, we're not.
We're not?
No, we're not. No, we're not.
You said you had something to say.
I had something to say. Because this last weekend, Earl, it came to my mind that we've been hearing for many years now, when it comes to our local sports, our local competitions, our athletes don't have the passion. They just don't play for, What we witnessed this weekend, whether it's Eastern County, whether it's at the National Sports Center, whether it's Jessica Lewis, whether it's the Commonwealth. If any of you guys got to witness any of these events, you will never say that statement again in life. And I would say that because to get to this point of their journey and their athletic journey, it takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and they are not getting paid to do. All those guys, we watched the game down at Lord's, and we watched so many players dive and put the body at risk numerous times. Both teams.
Yeah.
Boys, you could have said, you know what? I'll let that go.
Yeah. Can you throw that back to me?
Can you throw? Yeah, give that back to me.
Yeah.
We saw it from the second ball of the day. Lionel Kane ran a good 25 yards, dove at the boundary to stop a ball from going for 4. They ran 3. So in actual fact, he only saved 1 run.
But he was willing to sacrifice that.
And he's 44. Well, let's say he's 40-ish. But that's why we got this weekend. So I hope folks who continue to say this, please come out.
Yeah. All you got to do is come out and watch.
Come out.
Yeah.
Come out. It's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Come out. Take a look at our folks who play on the weekend. Definitely come out and support our national teams. Because you don't see the training sessions.
No.
You don't see the blackboard sessions. You don't see the camaraderie when they do the team bonding stuff. You don't see none of that. So the only thing you get to see is when the on-field competing. Come out, and I guarantee you have a different perception of our local athletes here on this island.
And that's it from the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com.